Cuba's historic leap into the BRICS alliance marks the beginning of a new era, one where the island nation sheds its long-standing economic constraints and takes its place as a rising economic force in the global south. For decades, Cuba has faced immense challenges, isolated by sanctions and cut off from the wider global market. But today, the nation stands on the brink of an economic transformation. In a groundbreaking move, Cuba has officially joined BRICS as an associate member. This alliance, which includes the economic giants of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is now positioning Cuba as a key player in the shifting dynamics of global trade. But what does this partnership mean for Cuba, its people, and the broader global economy? Join us as we explore how Cuba's bold step into BRICS is poised to redefine its future and reshape the landscape of international commerce. Just hours ago, Havana celebrated this monumental achievement as its status as an associate member of BRICS was officially recognized. For Cuba, this membership isn't just a political triumph. It's a lifeline that promises new wealth, access to critical resources, and enhanced trade partnerships. Once an island under siege by economic sanctions, Cuba is now on the precipice of a revolutionary economic resurgence. The United States' decades-long embargo, which sought to suffocate Cuba's economic growth, is now a relic of the past. In this new chapter, Cuba can begin to look beyond the restrictions of the American-dominated global financial system. As an associate member of BRICS, Cuba is now set to collaborate with some of the world's largest economies, collectively responsible for over 45% of global GDP and home to major oil producers. But what makes this shift so significant? By joining BRICS, Cuba gains the opportunity to bypass the US dollar as the central currency in its trade agreements. A game-changing development for an island that has been excluded from dollar-based transactions for over 60 years. This new path allows Cuba to directly engage in trade with other BRICS nations, fostering smoother exchanges and access to goods and services that were once beyond reach. Yet the benefits go far beyond just trade. Cuba's membership opens doors to major scientific, technological, and innovation-driven projects that promise to overhaul critical sectors like energy and infrastructure. Cuba has long struggled with an outdated energy infrastructure, and this collaboration with BRICS partners will bring much-needed upgrades, helping the country leap into the future of energy production. In fact, the immediate influx of goods and resources from BRICS countries will help Cuba fill the gaps left by the long-standing embargo and boost its self-sufficiency in key sectors. While Cuba's economic rebirth can be partially attributed to strategic geopolitical shifts, one leader's unwavering support has been central to making this moment a reality. Russian President Vladimir Putin played a pivotal role in championing Cuba's entry into BRICS at the 2024 BRICS Summit in Kazan, Russia. Putin's support for Cuba reflects the strengthening ties between Havana and Moscow, which align with BRICS's broader vision of a multipolar global order. As the BRICS countries forge ahead with new trade partnerships and infrastructural development, Cuba is positioned at the heart of this evolving global order. The Mariel Port, one of Cuba's most strategically located economic hubs, is set to become the main storage and distribution point for BRICS goods heading to the Americas. This positions Cuba as a key logistics and trade center in the region, enhancing its role as a dominant force in Latin American and Caribbean trade. In essence, Cuba's physical and geopolitical location is becoming a critical link in the global supply chain. Beyond its strategic location, Cuba's membership in BRICS also highlights the country's significant contributions to public services and industrial sectors. With expertise in biotechnology, agricultural sciences, health services, and nickel production, Cuba is set to play an important role in advancing BRICS's initiatives, particularly in sectors where cooperation and technological exchange are key to progress. Cuba's experience with biotechnology, for example, could contribute to breakthroughs in healthcare and medicine for BRICS countries and beyond. This partnership not only benefits Cuba, but also offers immense value to the entire BRICS alliance. Cuba's participation will foster collaboration in fields such as sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, and scientific research, opening up new avenues for innovation and growth for all members. It is a clear indication that Cuba is ready to embrace its role as a major player on the world stage, contributing to the collective advancement of emerging economies. As Cuba embraces this new era of opportunity, the question remains: will this partnership with BRICS accelerate the decline of the US embargo? Could this be the beginning of a broader shift in global economic power from the West to the global South? How will BRICS reshape the future of global trade and international relations? The road ahead for Cuba is promising, and the world is watching closely. If Cuba continues to leverage its newfound alliances, it may very well emerge as a small but mighty economic powerhouse that sets an example for resilience and transformation. What are your thoughts on Cuba's inclusion in BRICS? Do you think this will mark the beginning of a broader shift in global economic dynamics? Share your views in the comments below, and let's discuss the potential impact of Cuba's new role in the global economy. Cuba's ascension into BRICS, a new dawn for the global South. Cuba's inclusion in BRICS marks a transformative shift in both the island's future and the broader landscape of global geopolitics. This membership represents much more than just a political or economic development. It signals a profound reconfiguration of power dynamics between the global South and the established powers of the West. For Cuba, the advantages are not limited to merely expanding trade or acquiring foreign investments. The island now has an opportunity to become a pioneer in the realm of renewable energy, an area where BRICS nations are investing heavily. Cuba's potential to harness wind and solar energy, bolstered by BRICS' financial and technological support, could drastically reduce the nation's reliance on expensive imported fuel, helping build a sustainable energy future in the Caribbean. This shift would not only stabilize Cuba's energy sector, but could also serve as a model for other nations in the region. In addition, Cuba's reputation for excellence in education and healthcare makes it uniquely positioned to contribute to the broader goals of BRICS. Cuban medical professionals, celebrated globally for their expertise, can now engage in joint health initiatives across BRICS nations, enhancing collaboration and innovation in medical research. Cuba's long-standing achievements in training doctors and providing healthcare to underserved populations create new opportunities for shared knowledge and resources, benefiting millions globally. With Cuba's participation in BRICS, opportunities for medical tourism,
Imagine a financial app that lets you spend, save, and invest like never before.
Collaborative healthcare networks and pharmaceutical development are set to expand dramatically. On the economic front, Cuba stands to benefit from the creation of new free trade zones under the BRICS framework. These zones will allow Cuba to enhance its capacity to process, store, and redistribute goods, significantly improving its economic infrastructure. The Mariel Special Development Zone, already a thriving logistics hub, will see unprecedented growth as BRICS investments pour in to modernize the island's facilities. This influx of investment promises to stimulate local industries, attract foreign direct investment, and ultimately diversify the Cuban economy, which has long been dependent on a narrow range of sectors. For Washington, Cuba's BRICS membership is a strategic challenge. The decades-long economic embargo, once thought to be an effective tool to isolate Cuba, is now struggling to maintain its influence as Cuba finds new partners and opportunities outside the US-dominated economic sphere. As BRICS nations shift away from reliance on the US dollar, opting for alternative currencies, Cuba's inclusion in the bloc further isolates Washington's influence. The past US administration's hardline stance, which ramped up sanctions and sought to further isolate Cuba, now seems increasingly irrelevant in a world where Cuba has found robust economic alternatives. Looking to the future, Cuba's vision is one of transformation and inclusion. Since officially becoming a BRICS associate member on January 1st, 2025, Cuba has already begun to reap the rewards of this new alignment. Trade with BRICS countries is growing, bringing critical supplies and stimulating growth across a variety of sectors. Cuba is particularly focused on leveraging its membership to boost key areas such as tourism, agriculture, and technology. The nation's efforts to modernize its economy are beginning to bear fruit, with infrastructure upgrades underway across multiple sectors. One of the most exciting aspects of Cuba's BRICS membership is its focus on digital transformation. With BRICS support, Cuba plans to overhaul its telecommunications infrastructure, making high-speed internet and cutting-edge technologies accessible to more citizens than ever before. This digital revolution will not only connect Cuba to the global economy, but will also foster innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship within the island. A flourishing tech ecosystem will encourage new startups and attract international partners, solidifying Cuba's position as a hub of technological innovation in the Caribbean. President Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermudez has expressed a deep sense of optimism about Cuba's future within BRICS. He underscores the significance of South-South cooperation, advocating for a more equitable and inclusive global order. His administration is committed to strengthening ties with BRICS partners, focusing on scientific collaboration, cultural exchange, and shared economic growth. Under his leadership, Cuba is poised to become a more integrated player on the world stage. As BRICS continues to expand and evolve, Cuba's participation signals a new era for the island, one that is no longer isolated or bound by the constraints of a single foreign policy approach. Instead, Cuba is now part of a dynamic, multipolar global order where opportunities for trade, investment, and cooperation are plentiful. Cuba's journey with BRICS offers a clear message to the world: resilience, strategic partnership, and forward-thinking policies can reshape a nation's future, even when the odds seem insurmountable. For the United States and other Western powers, Cuba's shift towards BRICS serves as a reminder of the changing tides of global influence. As the West grapples with these new realities, it's clear that the power of international collaboration, particularly among nations of the global South, is stronger than ever. Cuba's success within BRICS not only serves as a victory for the island, but also as a symbol of what can be achieved through unity and mutual support. As Cuba forges its path forward within the BRICS framework, its success will be a testament to the transformative power of international cooperation. This new chapter offers the island an opportunity to redefine its role on the world stage, and to position itself as a leader in innovation, sustainability, and global collaboration. If you found this story
Shalom, shalom. I wasn't even gonna say that. I was just gonna. This is your brother Hadab Yar Abad coming back with a little quick lesson. I was just gonna let that play for Cuba, right? The rich nations is kind of acting what them wicked ass Edomites usually do. The Western hegemony. Like I just did in another lesson. Cuba getting down with the BRICS nations, especially Russia. Ezekiel 30:87. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. That's what the Most High Power doing with these Russians and these other nations, bring them together. The BRICS nations, they call them the global South. Yeah, they finna commit the Western hegemony, which is headed by Babylon the Great. Let me get this right quick, get up out of here. I just let that speak for myself. Let's see. I'm going to get one more verse and get up out of here. Obadiah 1:10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Now, I just keep reading. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. So ever since we came up out of the land of Egypt, man, there's been a perpetual hatred between the Edomites and the Israelites, the sons of Jacob and the sons of Esau Edom. Shalaki, I'm still driving. I know I'm spelling it wrong. I know I'm spelling it wrong. Yeah. Shalaki, 1 second. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, the Most High Power. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Now, if you paid attention to what was said, with that historical lesson, the U.S. has had sanctions on Cuba, which is the tribe of Manasseh, for the last 60 years, which means they couldn't deal, they couldn't make no trades in U.S. dollars. And the U.S. dollar is a world trade currency. So on purpose, when our time of being under the curses and under captivity was at an end, because remember, as it is written, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were made to serve in slavery and captivity together. They still got Manasseh in captivity just as well as they got us, the Israelites that's living in America. But they got it even harder, right? But that's all changing. Kal halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The snares that these Edomites have set in traps, the other nations getting around. Shalom, we one day close to the king.